Hey folks, welcome back to Ralston's Rockets. Today I thought I'd make a video for you guys on some tips for rocketry recovery. I'm not talking about parachutes or streamers, I'm talking about ways to get your rocket out of difficult spots once it lands in. So I think one of the most common things is people will just try and grab a stick or something. I've kind of got something that I've used that works out fantastic for me. I've seen people grab, they've grabbed like the golf ball retrieval things that golfers typically use to get their ball out of a pond. I've seen people grab painter's poles and stuff. What I have is this. And you'll see it comes with this hook on the end. What this is actually marketed as a duck hunter's duck decoy retrieval hook. And it's telescopic, and it's in 5-foot sections. So each one of these, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they all telescope out. You can see, so I can loosen them and tighten them. And so when it's fully extended, 5 times 5 feet is 25 feet. So it extends out to full 25 feet, and it comes from the factory with a beautiful hook on it, which this has saved my butt numerous times. Me being 5'9" at full extension, I can add almost another 6 feet onto the length of this, which would put it just over 30 feet. And then what I also use if I need more reach is a lightweight 6-foot aluminum ladder. This is a Gorilla ladder I bought a few years back, and it works great, super lightweight. I've carried that out in the field, and so between the pole, the ladder, and myself, if I really need to, I can get just over 35 feet up, which is enough to retrieve the majority of rockets in the trees. But being here in Texas, sometimes we have tall pine trees. And something that I actually used for the first time this weekend, a guy in one of the clubs I fly with here actually had this, and this is genius. This is a arborist rope. It's made by Forester, but it's 166 feet of super slick. I don't know if this is nylon or what this is, but it's like a synthetic cord. And then it's got a bag on here that's weighted. And I had a rocket land. It was actually this, the triple cluster, essentially the scratch-built Estes Ranger I built. Land like 40 feet up in a tree, maybe even 45 feet up. And so even the extension and the ladder, all that was well out of the ballpark. It wouldn't have worked. But this is what I ended up using, and it worked so good. It took me a few tries to kind of figure out the best way to throw it up that high. But once I figured it out, it worked great. And all in all, I think maybe I probably threw the thing like 10 or 11 times, and then I finally got the rocket down. So had I known this years ago, I would have had quite a few less Christmas ornaments floating around Texas trees, if you know what I mean. My original Big Daddy from '97 would not be in a tree branch somewhere in Farmer's Branch. Any case, so this is what I recommend now. I'm a sole believer on this thing for when something like the hook or the extension pole or the ladder or whatever doesn't work. This is fantastic. I've heard other guys using things like drones and stuff too, which I don't think is a bad idea. The only thing is, if you already have a somewhat expensive rocket stuck in the top of a tree and then you lose an expensive drone stuck in the top of a tree, now you're in a worse spot than you were before. But anyway, what are your tips for rocket retrieval from tough spots? This is what I've got. I know over the years landing in the water, I've actually just stripped down to my skivvies and gone swimming for rockets before too. But do you have any other tips or tricks? I'm always open to new suggestions. Let me know.